Yeah. Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, classic that's known classic. This episode number 31. I think this is not 10. No. This is 3116 Doubleshot 3010. Alright, we have two trades released roughly the same period of time, which within just a few years of each other. First we have is She-Hulk's Hunt for Intelligentsia. This collects the 4-issue miniseries She-Hulk's, written by Harrison Wilcox, art by Ryan Stegman. I think I may have met this guy. I have met him. Very nice guy. Plus a good short story from, I believe this is from She-Hulk Sensational. Coming in the aftermath of World War Hulks, we have this team-up miniseries of Jen Walters and her second cousin, Lyra, who is the daughter of the Hulk. Yep, I think the Marvel releases because people really wanted to see another She-Hulk book, but either this was planned to be a mini-series or an ongoing, I don't know. It lasted a few issues and then just ended. Most probably have Lyra going. Of course, you have them looking for Intelligentsia, obviously. We have the Wizard pop up here too, old Fantastic Four villain. She-Hulk is looking for them, the main one. Lyra is going undercover as a high school student throughout this miniseries. And of course, you see the Trapster here as well. The story is called Manhunt. That's in the book. This was released in 2020, at least in the year 2010. They say this comes the aftermath of World War Hulks, but that was that was released at the same period of time as this one. So, you have Lyra in high school, forming some friends, and then of course, basically, it's just the She-Hulks versus the Rival Four. Because you have people like the Super Apes, also Trapster, like I said, Wizard, Ulysses Claw. So it's kind of basically She-Hulk fighting Fantastic Four villains who are not Doctor Doom. So that's kind of what this book was. And at one point in the book, we actually do have Lyra's father pop up for he basically just a supporting character in this book. Yeah, he's just a supporting character. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he's not the star of this book. Nope. And the way Lyra is written, she does not get along well with her father because he's a guy. She gets along better with, with Jen because she's a woman. And there's no mention if she's a lesbian or not. No, there's no mention of that. So, they do introduce a couple of characters in this book. Amelia Hopkins, who only appears in the book, and Jake Constantine. Yes, there's a guy called Jake Constantine in this book, who got killed off in this book, sadly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a very interesting miniseries, good high school drama here. But I guess some people were just really more hoping for, a She-Hulk ongoing. Well, it's been ongoing this. Nope. Just a miniseries. Yeah, that's all salad this was. This was the first team-up. This is the first She-Hulk book since the Fall of Hulks miniseries released just not long before this. Yeah, there was a Fall of Hulks miniseries for She-Hulks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Savage She-Hulks. Yeah, this was released just prior to this one, and I have read that already, so don't have to worry about that. But yeah, there was this one She-Hulks book, and yeah, there's also like I said, there's a one-shot, a short story from one-shot printed here. She-Hulk, that's the story of Christmas Carol. Yeah, it's She-Hulk Sensational, which was a Peter David book, which is published in 2010. He wrote the opening story. The other two stories are written by him at all. Nope. Now, for some reason, Ladies Night is not a reprinted book. I get the reason why I can't believe this is not reprinted, because that's a reprint. So, is the whole book a reprint? Well, just the opening story is not. The first two stories are not reprints, the original stories. It's most of She-Hulk meeting up with Stan Lee, who does exist in the Science Fiction universe, and him for finding a Super Skrull here. It's just a day for She-Hulk. And Jen herself, after this book will wrap up, her appearances for the next few years were very sporadic. At one point, she was part of A-Force. Well, actually, first she joined the Fearsome Four, not long after this. Yeah, she was the Fearsome Four. This was a take on basically a group of characters, and then she kind of took part in AVX she's basically a supporting character a lot of the time. She didn't finally get a new book until 2014. Written by Charles Shaw, an excellent book that got canceled because of Secret Wars. And then she didn't have a book for about another year, and then she had Hulk by Mark Tamakaga, which is retitled to be She-Hulk with the new numbering. And after that, nothing for several years until the Ray Morale book came out, which I'll discuss another time. Which I have discussed already. That's the fourth one for She-Hulk. And pretty much the only thing to discuss for She-Hulk is, well, if you're asking me, like, what is this left to cover for her? Justice and She-Hulk Volume 2. Yeah. Oh yeah, and currently in the She-Hulk book, she's dating Jack of Hearts. But at least she was still active, though she's mostly been a reoccurring character in the Marvel comic universe when she's not been. Though sometimes she also appears in Amazing Spider-Man as a supporting character. Yeah, this is because she had a book. Her book did not take part in any particular open books for some reason. Not sure why. I give She-Hulk's Hung for Intelligentsia a 9 out of 10. Because that book is actually pretty good. It's just sad, though, that nobody cared for Lyra. What happened to Lyra after this? Like, what happened with her? Well, not much. Like, after this miniseries wrapped up, she did mostly put not very much. Unlike Jen Walters, who was still very active as a supporting character in the Marvel universe, after this book wrapped up, she appeared in a couple issues of Hulk, appeared in Fear Herself the Deep, obviously, and then she became a recurring character in Avengers Academy, then will appear also in Hulk as well, and appear in a couple issues when Jen had her own book. Actually, that's not Jen, it's well, then after the final issue after the appearing issue Young Avengers, I think which is the cameo. Yeah, where she just... It's like after they wrapped up the Hulk book. We're working Red She-Hulk. She, like, mostly put Avengers Academy and Hulk, and then she didn't do very much. And then Gary Duggan just sent her to another planet, and then she popped up in Squadron Supreme, the final issue of the book, where she reunited with her hot mom. And then she popped up in a one-shot known as Deadpool Roleplay in the Marvel Universe, and that's been it for her. Yeah, and that one shot came out last year, so she's done very little since. Yeah, my guess is probably the reason Marvel doesn't do much with her, because she's not popular. Not as popular as Jen Walters. People love Jen Walters. People love the comic Jen Walters. But Lyra, I guess some people don't like her very much because they see her as a usurper to the role of She-Hulk, or more like a She-Hulk imposter. But all she is, she's just the daughter of the original Hulk. But my guess is she's not a popular reader. That's the reason why she's not featured very much. That's why I just features a lot more. Alright, next up we have is Secret Inhumans. This contains the 4-issue miniseries Secret Inhumans, along with the backup story for the origin of humans from Thor 146 to 147, which that was done by Jack Lee, drawn by Jack Kirby and art by Stan Lee. The main writer of this book is by Joe Borisky and Tom Rooney. This book opens up not long after the events of New Avengers Illuminati, where in the book, this is also the same book where they take a boat where, oh, let's send the Hulk off to space. Yeah. And also they found out that the Black Bolt who was there was, in fact, a Skrull. Yep. So basically this follows from that, and basically with her taking charge, yeah, the Black Bolt Skrull thing. That was revealed in New Avengers Illuminati 5, while the first actual appearance of the thing was actually confirmed in World War Hulk number 1, which is interesting. So a lot of this is basically them fighting the Skrulls. The Kree have lost the war with the Skrulls. And this book does have ramifications for the Inhumans for the next several years. Because, in order to rescue her husband, Medusa forms an alliance with Ronan the Accuser. Well, to join forces with the Kree, and this was like a husband turned out at first, but she basically takes initiative to basically join forces. He's like, okay, in exchange, I marry Crystal. Yep, that's pretty much the stipulation. Chris is upset with this, but Medusa agrees, no problem. And they later get married, and then they go off and they fight the Skrulls, this epic battle, and of course Medusa does reunite with her awesome husband, and well, they kind of have this alliance with the Kree now, and of course back on the moon, and that's the miniseries. It's a really fun miniseries. In case you're curious, though, this was the first miniseries for the Inhumans in a bit, per se. I think the last one was maybe like Silent War. Yeah, I think Silent War was like the last known miniseries for the Inhumans. Yeah, that was the last one they had. And after this, they had this book particularly. And then they play a role in War of Kings after the whole thing with Dark Reign. They're part of War of Kings, Roman Kings. They play a big role after this. Nowadays, they're reduced to doing nothing. No, seriously. They're reduced to pretty much doing nothing nowadays. But this book is great. I love it. Yep. I give this book a 10 out of 10. The book was just awesome. I loved it. Also, this book does feature, get this, a very rare appearance by Aurora, Medusa and Black Bolt's son, who writers at Marvel half the time forget this character exists. No joke. This is 100% completely true. Because that's what it seems like. It seems like the writers forget the fact this character exists. I don't think it's Ann Nocenti's fault. Oh no, it is not her fault. It's the writers of Marvel Comics, basically. This tends to be an issue with them. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, who's jealous of this book? It's basically Medusa. But is Black Bolt dead, you might ask? Oh, no, no, no. He's perfectly fine. Except that he doesn't have as much power anymore. Because I think not long after this, War of Kings basically sparks up. Yes. Because Black Bolt himself, basically, since Death of the Inhumans, I mean, the Inhumans have been greatly reduced in Marvel Comics. Yeah. So after this, they're part of the Cosmic Characters of Marvel Universe. And like I said, very sporadic with the issue Mortal Hulk, Doctor Strange, Darkhold, Death of Doctor Strange. Black Bolt's most recent appearance was actually Marvel Unleashed number 4. You're like, really? Yeah, really. Let's focus on animals, but before that, I would say his last most prominent appearance was actually the first issue of Ultimate Invasion. Yeah, that was his last proper appearance in the comics, which that came out 2 years ago. So yeah, there's that. But love the Inhumans miniseries. I like the Inhumans characters, except that I do kind of agree their push they had from like 2013, 2017 was very forced. But I like that we expanded upon the Inhumans. But here's the thing. Do you know how many Inhumans books were published during that period of time? Not a lot. People think that, oh, because Inhumans got this forced pushed, that we had like 20 books for Inhumans. Not really. What do we have? We had first Inhuman. There was also Candy Inhumans, All New Inhumans, Black Bolt, Karnak, Royals. Let's see. Mungo Devil Dinosaur, obviously. And Death of Inhumans. Oh yeah, there's also Death of X and Inhumans. Roughly about 10 books. But not all at the same period of time. Oh no, not like that at all. But am I done very much reading Inhumans? No, there's still more books to review for them. Definitely. But yeah, that's pretty much that particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. Excuse me. So I'm going to go and get my car washed and come back. And I'll do more comic corners after that, okay? Next video. Bye.